Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team. Wanted to make this video to show you how to do a live trade here with how I do my setup with a custom stop loss, and I'm doing it right now in my virtual trading account with ThinkorSwim. So I'm waiting right here. I have the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and the daily pulled up. I'm going to pull up the hourly instead. Just to give you an example of the big picture I'm looking for. I'm looking for price. It's naturally gravitating back down to the 9 EMA right here. These are moving averages. This is my 9, my 20, my 50, and my 200. So I'm going to set up an order here. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to buy custom with stop. I have one set up, but I'm going to show you how I do it just manually. So I'm going to go to, again, I'm just going to right click here, buy custom with stop loss. And right now, it's at a psychological support level of this 1149, which is starting to potentially break. So I have it right now if I was to buy right now, I have 1,000 shares at $11.50 with a stop loss at 10.50. So which means I would lose 1,000 times a dollar if my stop kicked in. So that's $1,000. So I don't want to have one that big. So I usually do, let's say 11. Stop loss at 11.40. So I like to have a really tight stop loss because it's very important to protect your losses because trades go against you all the time. Even the best traders in the world only succeed, maybe 60% of the time. So that's how you set up a custom stop loss order. So basically, I'm buying at 11.50 if the order was to execute now, and it would sell at 11.40. So that's a 10-cent difference. So 10 cents times $1,000, which means the max I would lose on this trade is $100. So there's a potential, right now, who knows right now, this is nice bull flags pulling back a little bit, which is what I wanted to do. The high of the day was 1165. It's currently at 1154. I want to see if price is going to go up and break or whether it's going to keep going down. But, you always want to have that, 2-to-1 profit loss ratio. Right now, we don't really have that per se with this stock. However, it is pulling back when it needs to right now on the RSI down here. Still want to see it pull back a little bit more in the 5 minute, but if it goes and breaks 1165 for the high of the day, this stock's got some room to move. Again, it's still overbought over here on the RSI and the hourly, but on the daily, you will see it still could go up a little bit. So everything's pretty bullish indicators right now with gold. So JNUG, again, is a gold ETF, and it's one that I'm looking to potentially, I'm doing this right now just for the purposes of this video to record a video, but I want to show you how to set up the custom stop because it's very important because you want to have stop losses implemented on your orders to really protect yourself, and you want to keep those stop losses tight to protect your losses. It's not all about making money in the stock market. It's about, preserving your capital or managing risk. So, you want to always protect yourself because stocks can go against you very quickly at any time. So right now, that's how I set it up here. If you just basically, it's all a matter of preference of what you're willing to potentially lose. I don't like to lose a lot of money, so I like to just, if the stock is going to go against me in the trade I'm making, I want to just cut my losses and move on. So I want to keep my a tight stop loss. So I'm using my capital to really just kind of using it as leverage to make more money. So if I'm getting in 1,000 shares right here for $11.50, that's $11,500 of a trade. But it would stop me out at 11,400. So the most I would lose $100. But if this stock moves 30 or 40 cents and I'm looking to day trade it, that 30 or 40 cents times 1,000 shares is $300 to $400. So if I can make $300 to $400 and only lose $100 and risk only $100, then that's more than a 2-to-1 profit loss ratio. And as you can see here, it's getting right up here. It's forming a nice bull flag. I want to see if price is going to break that 1165 barrier. So I have it at 1150. So right now it's not going to go to at 1150 because price is moving up. But see how I'm moving my price up? It's moving my stop loss up with it. What I can do to save this automatically, so I don't have to do this every time, is I can click on, where is it here? Save custom order template, and just hit save. So what that would do is that that would save this automatically for me, so the next time I go in to make an order, I don't have to go in and do this. And I'm going to show you how I actually already have mine set up that way, but just to show you how that looks, again, I would go up here. Now I'm looking to see if price is going to break this 1165 area right now, or whether it's going to go back. See, it's starting to potentially still pull back a little bit. But right now, I'm just going to have it right here because I'm going to see if it's going to break. So I would go down, I would buy custom with stop, and you can see here it's at 1165 or 1065. So it went back to the default because I didn't have it saved. So what I did, like I showed you before, is you were to save it. Now I can right click and I can go buy custom, and you'll see first with right here, it's got it with a 10-cent stop loss, and you'll see right there it has it already. Wait a second, why is that one showing above? Hold on, let me see. Maybe I've been making lots of practice videos, so maybe I changed it on myself. Let me see here. Yeah, that shouldn't be. That's not right. So, perfect example. Let me show you on how to delete and fix that. So I'm going to go down here to buy custom, and I'm going to go to delete this one right here. So that one's going to be gone. And now I'm going to go and I'm going to right click here and create another one, buy custom with stop. So now it's going to pull that back up again. It's got 1165 and 1065. I don't want that because I don't want to lose $1 times 1,000 or $1,000. I want to keep my tight stop loss. So I'm going to do 1155. So again, it changes. It knows the difference, you know, the 10 cents. Or if I did 1145, it would know to do 20 cents. Let me do one with 20 cents, and I'll do a couple. So I will go and I will now save custom order template, and that's for the 20-cent stop. So I'll hit save. I'll do another one right here. So I'll delete this one. I'll do another one, right click, buy custom with stop. You can see here it's got it with the 20-cent one. Now I'm going to do another one with 10 cents. So I'll put it at 1155. So now it will basically, oops, I don't want to save it, or I want to go back and let me edit it. So I want to just save it here, right there, 1155. Wait, something looks a little wrong here. 1155, save, sell. Let's see if that worked here. So we'll hit delete. I'll go back up here. I'll right click, buy custom. I don't know why it's doing that. It's not. Let me delete this one again. See? Perfect practice here. This is why you want to practice always doing your trades in a virtual account, because if you wanted to do this, if this stock moved up and down violently, like really quickly on me, I would totally miss things. That's why you want to have these set up ahead of time. So buy with stop, and we'll see here 1155. Let's go and save it. There we go, 10-cent stop. So let me delete it. So now we should have a couple of them set up here. We should have one with a 10-cent stop and with a 20-cent stop. And if I'm buying 1,000 shares, that would either be a $100 loss or a $200 loss. And this is good that we're delaying a little bit because I'm waiting for the stock to pull back here a little bit more on the RSI. So let me go and see here. I'm going to right click, buy custom with stop, and there you go. There's one with a 10-cent stop loss and one with a 20-cent stop loss. And that's how it works. So for the heck of it, for this video, I will just show you how this works in general. I'm not quite happy with where things are at right now with the stock. I want to see it go up, but I want to show you for the sake of this video how it works. So I'm just going to right click on this here, and I'm going to buy custom with a 10-cent stop loss. There we go. I'll just hit confirm and send. Always double check your order, and you can see here, buy 1,000 shares of JNUG 1158 with a stop at 1148. Hit send. And as of right now, the order did not fill because price is now going up. So now I can move price up and see if I can catch it. There we go. Now price, now I'm filled, and there's my stop loss. So my stop loss is right at, where is it at? 1152. So it looks like I got filled at 1162. So I can move my stop loss and adjust it as it goes. I'm just going to leave it right there for right now. But that's how you can adjust. So now my stop loss, see how when I placed that order, my stop loss was implemented right away. So that's immediate protection. Now, a lot of times your stop losses, this candlestick might drop really quickly and fall. Now, again, that's on the 5 minute. Over here now is the 1 minute. I'm going to look over here because I want to see multiple time frames what's happening. But I can see on the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the hourly where my stop losses are and adjust accordingly. I can look at the big picture and then see right here price might, it's still trying to go over this 1165. If it breaks above 1165, that's fantastic. If it drops back down to this 9 EMA on the 5 minute, then I'm going to get stopped out. So again, I was just kind of showing you for this video how to get in on it. I'd want to wait at this point to see if price is going to go up and break this, or maybe I would adjust my stop loss down a little bit more just so I'm not going to get stopped out. But right now I'm keeping it kind of risky because it's right at that 9 EMA, so it naturally wants to gravitate back there. It's still overbought, so it still could fall back a little bit more before it goes and breaks 1165, or it can go up and fill, or it can go up and break it. And you can see right now there is a potential nice bull flag forming right here on the 1 minute, but it still has to break that like 1160 area and then go up to the 1165. So that's how you're, get things set up, and you really want to practice. So if you're not used to using the ThinkorSwim platform or trading in general, ThinkorSwim has a very interactive program platform that's just incredible. That helps you to be able to just basically live trade. Everything you're seeing right now is done in a simulated account to help me be able to practice. So if I want to practice, and I use it to make tutorial videos to show people in our community how to make live trades, but this is how live trading action works in ThinkorSwim. But I wanted to show you how to do it with a custom buy order, so you can basically set it up and purchase a stock with a limit order and have a default stop loss in place to protect yourself. And now again, I can adjust the stop loss up or down, so I can move it down if I wanted to stay in the trade a little bit longer, or if I saw a stop, the trade was going to go against me, I could always adjust up further, to protect myself, make it tighter. And then if I wanted to sell, I could just go and right click up here. I can hit sell. I can sell whatever the limit order, whatever the ask is. I could sell by adjusting my stop loss higher and letting my stop loss kick in. I can have hotkeys set up to do, an automatic sell right away. Also, I can go over to level 2 and I could right click and I could sell here if I would like to. So there's many different ways to sell. But if you want to practice, you could always, again, practice by just adjusting your stop losses up. So if meaning like you want to stay in a trade a little bit longer and you're just watching the EMAs and seeing where price is, and you wanted to do it that way, you would just adjust your stop loss accordingly. But just how I did that again was just, I'll leave this one open right now, but maybe I'll pull up one more and see if there's another one that I would get in on. Well, since gold is running right now, these ETFs, let me just pull them up, or the miners. This is an ETF. This is Nugget, another gold ETF. Let me see where that one is here. That's in the 1 minute, 5 minute, and the hourly. So you can see it's running just along with that JNUG there. So I'll do another one. I'll put another order in just for the heck of it right now. It's moving almost identical. So, now see, now it's starting to pull back. So right here, I'll just right click. I would buy custom with, see how I set it up, either a 10-cent stop loss or a 20-cent stop loss. So again, if I'm buying 1,000 shares, that's $100 loss or $20 loss, or or 20-cent stop, which is a $200 loss. Again, I like to keep my stop losses tight, and you can see it adjusted accordingly. See how the price is different than this compared to JNUG, but it's still got the 10-cent stop loss. So right now, for the heck of it, I'll just place the order and Voila. Now I'm filled. My stop loss is in place, and I can adjust it accordingly. Right now it's below the 9 EMA here. So naturally, price does want to go back to the 9 EMAs when it gets overextended. But if I'm just below it, it might prevent me from getting stopped out. You just never know. That's the risk, of having a stop loss where you could get stopped out, but not having a stop loss can prevent you from, losing a lot more and risking a lot more capital because price could drop down severely, especially with the volatile ETFs like JNUG or Nugget. They have a tendency to move pretty quickly. So as you can see, so my stop loss is still in play. I could adjust it up a little bit more if I want to like continuously go up and protect, preserve my capital. So now it's even tighter here. So now the risk by doing that is, let's say on the 5 minute, if it drops down pretty suddenly, I can get stopped out here, but I have to watch on the 1 minute. That's why you don't want to look at just one charting time frame, because you'll see I have the 5 minute, look at that, stopped out. See that? Right on the 1 minute, it just dropped really quickly and it just stopped me out. And that's why you want to have multiple time frames up, like the 1, the 5 minute, the hour, or the 1, 3, and 5. And you want to just watch price with the EMAs and how it's working. So that one's sold. Now let's see how much of a loss I took right on that one. So I lost on that one $50. So now let's go back over. So now you could say, oh, that sucks taking a $50 loss, but that was on a $12,800 trade. So I only lost $50 on that because I had a really tight stop loss. Now over here on JNUG, I'm currently losing. Again, that just goes to show you that you want to be careful on your entries, and when you get in, I made, like I was saying to you in the video, I didn't really like it because I wanted to see price break this 1165 area, and it's not. It's pulling back, and you can see it's starting to go back to that 9 EMA. But who knows? I mean, that's on the 5 minute. It may go up more, but look at on the not on the 1 minute, it's still going down. So the 5 minute gives you a bigger picture of the 1 minute. But the 1 minute gives you more of the immediate action, and it's starting to move. So it still hasn't dropped down here, but for the heck of it, just so I don't keep this video going on forever, I'm going to move it up, see if it gets stopped out here. Give it another minute. Oh, let's see, canceled, they replaced it. Yep, so it did move up there, and see now price wants to potentially go back up. Now it's hitting resistance levels right there on the EMAs. Now it's breaking through. It's at 1158, and now it's got a really nice, flag forming here. It could go either way. You want to see it break that 1165. You can see those 1, 2, 3, 4 times that it's hit that level there today. So I want to see it break it if it's going to continuously bullish. But you can see this doji here on the hourly, some indecision, but I'm just going to move it up right here just to stop it out and see if it gets topped out. And there you go. So I got out, technically I got stopped out there. And you'll see I lost $30 there. So give you an example. On those two stocks, that was 2,000 shares, which for a total of about, what is that, almost $24,000 in trades, and technically on that trade, on those two trades, I would have only lost $80 by having really tight stop losses. And that's the key to really protecting yourself is having your stop losses in play and set up. And by having custom orders set up, it gets the order in the system for you right away. It really protects you from the stock moving against you really quickly. So if it does move against you, yeah, it stinks to lose money, but you also could lose, a stock could drop 50 cents, especially like a stock like JNUG. This thing could really drop really quickly, and you could lose, this stock could go from 1160 down to 1140 in the course of just a 5 minute candlestick, and that's a $200 or $300 loss. And if you weren't paying attention, it could get even worse depending, if you're just holding or swing trading it or holding longer term and you had a poor entry. That's how you can lose lots of money. So hopefully this video helped you and it wasn't too confusing. Again, if you haven't followed our ThinkorSwim web series, make sure you follow our YouTube channel, subscribe to us, and watch our ThinkorSwim playlist because we have lots of videos on how to use ThinkorSwim. You can use this setup for pretty much any trading platform. Everybody's trading platform looks differently, but a lot of these carriers and brokers will allow you to do custom orders, and it's just something we really like to do. Number one, ourselves, because we like to protect and preserve our own capital, but also to help others in our community to teach them how to trade really the right way from the beginning. Even if you're not a day trader and you're a swing trader, you still got to find proper entry and exit points. But that's how you can set up custom alerts, and you can see it and move those alerts up and down like I showed you. You can adjust to your time frame. So if you're going to swing trade or you're going to hold longer, you can adjust your stops on a daily or on the daily chart frame or the weekly. Again, you could just go over here and do it for the daily or the weekly. But it's nice interactive platform with ThinkorSwim. So again, if you want to learn more about them, just watch our playlist. If you're not familiar with our Facebook trading community, we have a great community on Facebook called the Bullish Bears. We're a very fun and interactive community, so come and join us if you haven't already.